This next song may need a little bit of a setup for those of you who may not be familiar with the musical Damn Yankees. When I first rehearsed the song with Ann, she just thought it was a crazy person singing a song, so I thought I should explain it. In Damn Yankees, a 60-something-year-old man is a diehard Washington Senators fan, and he hates those damn New York Yankees. And one day, after the Yankees beat his beloved Senators again, in frustration, he stands up and he says, "I would sell my soul to the devil if the Washington Senators could win a pennant." And pop, a man named Mr. Applegate appears from nowhere, out of a puff of smoke. And he says, "Joe, I can grant you your wish. You fill in your part of the bargain, I will snap my fingers, you'll become a young man, you'll become a baseball star, and you will lead your Washington Senators to a pennant." "What do I have to do?" says Joe. "Just keep your end of the bargain." Joe says, "Well, it's a deal," and they shake hands. Joe becomes a star, the Washington Senators are about to win the pennant, and Joe realizes that he misses his wife, he misses his family, he misses his life and his friends, and there's more to life than just the Washington Senators. Applegate, the devil, brings in Lola to seduce Joe, and whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. She tries to seduce young Joe, and Joe says, "Hey, I'm a married man, don't bother me." This has never happened to Lola. She crumbles. She goes to Applegate and says, "I want out of this bargain. I don't want to seduce Joe." Joe comes to Applegate and says, "I want out of this bargain. I want to go back home." Applegate doesn't know what to do. He is surrounded by good people. It's killing him. So one day, sitting alone in his overly large apartment next to his overly large fireplace, Applegate, the devil, laments the passing of what he considered to be the good old days in the following song. Whenever I'm, from time to time, depressed, and a trauma dwells and swells inside my breast, I find some pride deep inside of me as I fondly walk the lane of memories. I see a Bonaparte, a mean one, if ever I've seen one, and Nero fiddling through that lovely blaze, Antoinette, a dainty queen, and her quaint guillotine. Those were the good old days. I see Indians, a dragon, an empty covered wagon, when scalping the settlers was the latest craze. And the glorious morn, Jack the Ripper was born. Those were the good old days. I sit in my rocking chair, peacefully rocking there, counting my blessings by the score. The rack was in fashion, the plagues were my passion. Each day held a new joy in store. Was anybody happy? I see cannibals a-munchin', a missionary luncheon. The years may have flown, but the memory stays, like the hopes that were dashed when that stock market crashed. Oh yeah, those were the good old days. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles or more for some of the gore of the good old days. It was absolutely killing when dentists first were drilling, and the longer it took, the more I'd praise that era of pain long before Novocaine. Those are the good old days. I doze by the fireside, dreaming of cyanide, never a worry or a care. And how can one measure the infinite pleasure of dreaming of the electric chair? Some people found it shocking. And in the aisles I'd lay 'em with arson and with mayhem. It's a hammy routine, but it always plays. And my favorite encore was the 100 Years' War. Those were the good old days. I gladly sail the 7 seas for just one more reprise of the good